Hey everybody, it's Susanna from Papercraft Planet, and today we are going to make this little budget book. And this is based on Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace book. This is about getting financially straight using cash in envelopes as part of your budgeting tool. And I don't like cash in envelopes, at least not ugly white envelopes. So we made this book right here, and this is 6 sheets of paper. And it's got a place for a pen and a notepad, and then it's got accordion style envelopes for your receipts. And so now I'm going to show you how to make it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to need are 6 envelopes. You can stretch this to be as many or as few as you wanted. I wanted 6. I felt like that handled the categories I wanted to include. So I'm going to enclose a PDF file for you guys to cut out with scissors, or I'll also do a digital cutting file for your Silhouette or your Cricut, so that you can cut these templates out. You're also welcome to use just plain white envelopes. The technique is going to be exactly the same. So we're going to take the envelopes, let's set them aside, and then we're going to cut strips of paper that are as long as your envelope and about 1 inch wide, and then just score them right down the middle. And we're going to use these as our binding system, along with some heavy-duty score tape. You can use glue, but glue gets a little messy, and we're going to be working quickly. So I'm going to show you how to put the first couple of these together, and then we'll shift into high speed. So we're going to completely cover the back side of one of our binding strips with some heavy-duty adhesive. The end result here, and I wasn't sure about this when I started this project, it was one of those let's see where it goes designs. This paper doesn't show in the end. So if you'd rather use plain white paper, certainly, it doesn't have to coordinate, doesn't have to be cute, it's going to be covered up. But I had these pieces left over from cutting the envelopes. So we're just going to stick the front of one envelope together with the back side of another and join them together like this. So sticky side down right on the front, and then as carefully as I can, lining up the edges, I'm going to line up the next envelope. And you can see that I'm taking my time to really measure carefully here, because I want to make sure that they line up. This is not something we can change down the road. This is the final version, and we're going to do all of them the exact same way. Okay, so now that we have our envelopes put together and bound like a book, we want to make them so that they will actually function as pockets. And we want them to fan out a little bit bigger at the top than they are at the bottom. So we're going to use a different binding system for that. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the envelope flap, and instead of folding it forward where it creates a closed envelope, I'm folding it to the back. And then I'm going to put a piece of double-sided tape on the very bottom edge of the flap, and I'm going to close the envelope page behind it. And what this does is it seals the envelopes together, but it provides some give, because that flap is going to allow it to open more at the top than the bottom. So again, I know I'm not explaining this well. It's kind of a visual thing, and you'll see when it comes together. Double-sided tape, we're going to put it on the bottom of the flap, close the page, and we're going to do this for the next page. Double-sided tape, and you'll notice that the flap itself is not adhered to its own page, and that allows them to give some give and some opening at the top side but not the bottom. Okay, so now let's make a cover. First, we're going to cut a sheet of patterned paper to 12 inches long by 6 1/4. That'll accommodate the width of the envelopes. And then we're going to score at 4 3/4, 5 1/4, 10 inches, and 10 1/2. Okay, so now let's add a pad of paper so that we can record things that don't come with receipts, like your kid's allowance or that Diet Coke you got from the vending machine. So I'm going to measure where I want my pad of paper to go. And this is just a pad of grid paper that I had cut down at Office Depot. And we're going to cut a channel for it. So I'm going to measure down about 1 inch from the top and on both sides, and I'm just going to slice a horizontal channel where I can weave the chipboard in and out. I cut mine about 2 inches from the top of the page. I actually recommend you do it about 1 inch from the top of the page. The higher it is, the more secure and less wiggly your paper will be. You should also know that you can skip this step and glue your pad down if you want to. I wanted to keep this envelope system and be able to replace the notebook as it gets full, but you can. Okay, I sped up this next part too. I wanted to make a little piece that would cover up the folds in the envelopes where they all come together and give it a clean, crisp, neat appearance. So I cut a piece of paper that is the same length as our envelopes and then about 1.5 inches wide, and I scored it twice, 1.5 inches from each edge. And then all I did was adhere that all the way around the envelope accordion to give it a nice, clean, crisp look. And on this back piece, I'm also going to go ahead and add my score tape to the back so that I can glue it down to the folder itself, because these are not going to come in and out. I only put one piece here on the envelope flap. I actually highly recommend you put one along the top edge as well to just keep that extra secure. And now you can see what it all looks like put together. Okay, I couldn't leave it like that. I had to add a pen holder or a pencil holder, because what good's a notebook if you don't have something to write with? So cut a length of paper, and 3 inches is about the perfect length for it, and the width is completely up to you. It depends on how long you want it to be. I did mine about 1.5 inches by 3 inches. And then what you're going to do is you're going to score it every 1/2 inch, leaving 1 inch at the end. So 4 times 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, and then leave a tail. And you'll fold it around, and you can see what I'm doing here, so that it makes a channel, a sleeve, and you just tape the 2 overhanging ends together and then put tape on the back to glue it down. So I'm going to put tape on the very first place where I scored and peel off the back, and then I'm going to fold it around and stick it to itself so that I have, and I'm sorry, I'm moving a little off camera here, I apologize for that, but so that I have a little case. You can see it right there, and then we'll just put tape on the back side of that and stick it down in the notebook, and our pen will fit perfectly inside it. You can make this smaller if you think you're going to accommodate a pencil, but if you put a flag or something at the top of a pencil, it won't slide out, and then this size will work for whatever writing instrument you choose to use at the time.